because there's not that other part where she has to like they're in that like Arctic place and she has like in the last episode she has to or the second to last episode and she has to dive and go up to the hatch. And she's trying to open the hatch while she's underwater and she's running out of breath.
Yeah,
like, I was like, oh shit, this is like the game. Like I hate those parts in the game where you have to swim and then you have to try to open things.
Yeah, and you're on a timer.
You're on a timer.
Yeah, and you can't like look around, explore. You can't do all the stuff you want to do because there's something down there that you can find.
Right, exactly. There's always something extra down there. But so even just from that regular path, that's dangerous, you know. So to see her like struggling with opening the hatch and like she's running out of breath, I was like, oh shit, dude, this is like the game. I was like, I was starting to panic.
You ready to start over?
Yeah, ready to start over. So like those nods, I feel like it was just so I don't know, it was huge like nods to the game. Where they were really trying to put aspects of the game in there to try to make you feel that way. And it worked on me. Like it worked
That's cool.
I was like, oh shit, I see what they're doing. And I appreciate that. Yeah, as a fan of the game.
Let me ask you this because I'm probably gonna forget later. But so do you think this series works as well or better, or how do you think it works to be like me, for example, or someone like me that maybe hasn't played a whole lot of the Tomb Raider games? Does it work for me as well as? And this might be a loaded question.
No, I'm glad you asked that because I was gonna say, and we're gonna get into the negatives. I think pretty soon here. But I think this game it works well for fans of the game,
right? Okay,
and fans of Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. Yeah. I don't know. Like my dad were to watch it, he'd be like, "That's crazy. How'd she survive that? How'd that happen? How would this happen?" Like, I think it's for someone who's not a fan of this of the game. I think it'd be a little bit harder to suspend disbelief, right? Because it's like a human person doing all these crazy feats. Yeah. Even in the first episode when she's like doing the Jackie Chan thing with the knife on the end of the rope and kicking the knife. Yeah. I was like, I don't remember her being a martial artist. I don't remember that happening.
Yeah. And see, I didn't even hate that so much. I mean, that to me, of all the things that she not all the things, but some of the things that she does throughout the series. Like that to me felt the most grounded that she did. Yeah. So I didn't hate that.
That is a real technique. Weapon and martial arts technique, you know.
Right. I assume she knew martial arts, Lara Croft. She's got to know martial arts.
Yeah, it's like self-defense in a way. And there's no, you don't really punch and kick in the games. You use that ice pick a lot though. So she uses the ice pick.
That's cool.
That's very cool. Like the ice pick is like the biggest. Is so important. Like in that first game, it's the only thing you have at the very beginning.
Oh, nice.
And she keeps it through every game because of how useful it is.
Man, I love that. That's very cool. Yeah, that's a positive. Yeah.
Yeah. So they kind of focus on that when she first used it in the show. Yeah. Like, oh, the ice pick. That's so important. So
the ice pick, right?
Yeah. So
that's like a character.
Exactly. Like I think the ice pick is like. I don't know, it's like one of the images on the disc of the game, or it's something like that. It's really, really important, the ice pick. So, I think she gets her first kill with something like that. It's like it's really, really symbolic for a lot of parts of the game. But I think back to your question, I think it's more for fans of the game, than it is for people that don't know much about Tomb Raider. I don't know. I think I was watching it in the lens of someone who loves the games.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like my other part of my mind was fighting that, like, this doesn't make sense. But I was like, but that's in the game. I was like, so it's kind of like that. That's
okay though, yeah.
Yeah, that's my whole struggle for watching the show was based on that.
Right on.
So I think this game is built more towards the actual fans of the game. Like, like big fans of the game. Yeah. More the franchise in general. So,
right. Because even maybe they're just trying to keep it, trying to stick to the source material as best they could. That too, so there's that.
And even like in the last episode when she finally gets her dual wielding guns, and she's like doing backflips and shooting at a T-Rex.
Right.
That's like the older games, like the older kind of action-packed games. Because like there's like in like Underworld, like you literally find Mjolnir, like the hammer, and the gauntlets, and you got to like fight like big monsters and stuff.
Oh wow, really?
There's parts like that in there, and I think you got to fight.
So you have like the hammer of a god, and you're like wielding it and like doing big damage.
Yeah, I think in a sense because you have to like find the gauntlets to be able to hold like the hammer. I think.
Oh wow.
I mean, I don't think you use it as a weapon, but you got to use it like to. I don't remember exactly. It's been a long time. I think it's an older game, but I think you got to fight a dinosaur in like the third game, the third Tomb Raider game.
Freaking dinosaur pops up in the last episode, right?
Fighting T-Rex, which is like this is way crazy. Like now we're just getting crazy, but it's like that's in the game. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's hard to decide. Like, is this crazy or is it? Yeah, I think you fight a dinosaur. I think it's the third game. I think it's in the third game somewhere, or maybe the.
See, I don't even know if I hate it so much in the game. Before I continue though, swinging into negatives.
Let's do it. Yeah,
let's swing into negatives. So that's not my biggest negative, but it's maybe part of my negatives or whatever you want to say. But yeah, that dinosaur fighting scene, right? So honestly, if I was playing the game and a dinosaur popped out, I'd be like, "Oh shit, a dinosaur! Let's fight.
Do this. Like she
let's
says,
do
let's
this.
Do this. Like
right.
she says, like the game. Yeah.
So I don't have an issue so much with that. I think seeing it in this story, and again, there's a lot of supernatural stuff going on in the story.
Yeah.
But they basically bring out like a dinosaur, like just in the last like what? Why?
If I can compare it to something, it kind of felt like at the end of Attack on Titan, where everyone turns into a Titan. It's like just a random shock value last moment, you know?
Yeah, it's something. A little
because I was gonna say that I really liked how like the climax with Devereaux ended in the 7th episode, and I was like, in the last episode, is they gotta return this to the shrine.
Yeah,
I was like, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's gonna be this. Now we're getting into the adventure aspect again, the archaeology thing, that kind of stuff.
But they felt like they had to go big.
But like we had to throw another action sequence in there.
Right.
Like, the bear is fine. Stick with the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave it with the bear. And then they didn't even show the bear fights. I was like, that's cool. Leave it to that. And then the F and T-Rex comes out. Like that was like and
then
trying to find a way to top it.
Right. And it felt like, one, you don't need to do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to do it. And then it came off a little desperate watching it. Like they felt like we got to finish big because the animation got a little bit better for that fight scene.
Right, yeah.
All that kind of stuff. And it just got crazy where like she gets hit with its tail.
Yeah.
She gets sent flying like a good 100 feet, crashes into a wall. There's like dust and all this kind of stuff from the impact. And then we see her and she's like getting up and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
I'm like, she fucking went Super Saiyan
right,
on these fools. Like,
there's that even part in the 7th episode when Devereaux's that monster and he hits her into the railing and the railing bends. Like, she creates a divot in the. I was like, that's metal.
Yeah,
like,
right. And you are human.
You would break in half if you hit that.
Yeah, you're not getting up from that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are a few elements like that. She was very there, and it's scattered throughout the episodes where she is basically, like Spider-Man-esque with her agility. And I imagine that's in the game because, that's what the game calls for. So if you're playing a game and the character's able to do like double flips or whatever, you just accept that's part of the game or whatever. But yeah, she seemed like she was, she was very, very extra. She was more uber than everybody else. So I think that's my biggest thing. It's not even so much that she was, maybe better or stronger than a lot of other people. Like that's okay to be, physically stronger. But it reminded me of what you had said about the Black Widow movie. Where's the standard? Where's the line?
Rules?
Where are the rules? Right? Like you're bending the rules of this world or whatever, right? So
like a human can't skydive without a parachute like in Black Widow. You can't. You literally can't. You cannot.
My favorite thing was when like she fell off a building and she's like bam, 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 pop, and she hits the ground
and then gets up and does like the Jason Bourne limp and and walks away.
What?
Like, what are you doing right now? That's no way.
That was like
like what exactly? What are the rules here? Like,
right.
If you we've talked. I think I've said this a million times now.
Yeah.
It's like if you continue to change the rules in this set world that you've created and set.
Yeah.
Like again, if Captain America all of a sudden has heat vision,
it's like
starts flying around, it's like, oh, it's a comic book that happens.
It doesn't.
Not in the rules that you have set. Set the rules,
and that's what it is.
With them.
Yeah, set the rules and stick with it.
Yeah, right. And it's your world, but set the world, set the rules, stick with it, and move forward with it. Don't break those rules continually for no reason, because then it takes the audience out of it. And that it was so hard. It was a grapple, right? Because all this shit does happen in the games, kinda.
Yeah.
But it was like, but it still doesn't jive. It doesn't make sense narratively and for what's going on within the story.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit. Even though, hey, we're throwing a lot of throwbacks into the game. This is what happens in the game. But also, like, the progression was a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even fighting the dinosaur, fighting the dinosaur at the end of it. And again, I literally, once I saw it, I'm like, there's a dinosaur?
Okay. It's a dinosaur, yeah.
But then the second thought I had was, I am willing to bet that's in the game. I'm willing to bet that's in a game somewhere where like a dinosaur or some sort of creature like that pops up. So I immediately kind of switched gears.
Right, yeah.
After that. But the fight scene itself was like pretty crazy. So I guess my complaint or argument would be, if you're going to do something like that, like don't turn this into like a crazy anime kind of thing.
Yeah, because based on how it was going the whole time. Because it's kind of like they essentially combined the new Tomb Raider games, which are a little bit more grounded, a little more realistic. Obviously, crazy things happen.
Sure. Like, I mean, it's a game. I mean,
it's a game. Yeah. But it's more human in the Tomb Raider Underworld, Tomb Raider Legend. It's a little more action. You're doing a lot of flips and guns and dual wielding and never running out of ammo. And it's a little bit like, this isn't a human, wouldn't just be doing backflips and shooting,
right?
The whole time.
They're firing 2 guns while jumping through the air. If you don't get that,
you don't get that reference,
you fix yourself. Fix yourself right now. You go. You come back, but you go right now. You figure that out.